Hey everyone, it's Jeremy the Health Coach. It's my first video. I'll tell you a little bit about why I picked health coaching, a little about myself. I've struggled with my weight my entire life, and it was up and down, and went into a path of substance abuse, which didn't help my physical health, didn't help my mental health, and as time went on, my life was getting worse. Various physical issues, looked at death a couple of times, and then at 28 years old, in a trip to the doctor's office, I had no choice but to get honest. And he asked if I wanted help with the substance abuse, with the weight. He had been trying to tell me for years. And he asked a question that he made a statement and asked a question. He says, while I'm 28 years old, you're not going to live to see 30. What do you want before you die? And I had a scary thought that I at least wanted to try. I couldn't go out that way. My life couldn't end if I didn't at least try. I couldn't do that to my family. And we went into the big thing was the physical health. I had been in a major depression. I thought of ending my life, but it was the physical health where it really started for me. He sent me to something that I had never heard of, called a dietitian. He referred me to somebody, and something clicked. I don't know what, and maybe it was the fact that I didn't want to go out like that. That was my last chance of hope, to at least try. And I was at my highest. I was nearly 300 pounds. When I went to by the time I got to the nutritionist, I was 240 something pounds, 250 maybe, and that was an answer to my substance abuse too. My doctor had asked, "Is there anything you want? In addition to anything you want before you die, but is there anything more important to you than your substance abuse and your death?" I said yes, and then went into at least trying. And at that moment, that was the truth. There was something more important than continuing to obliterate myself. And that's when he said, "I have an idea." Went to the dietitian, told him the same thing. I said, "This is my last shot at getting sober, at losing weight." And I don't think he honestly tricked me, but it was like a trick that he goes, "Can you go 1 week at a time?" We met every week at that time. And sure, I'll give it a week. I'll see what happens. Go a week, no drinking, no substances. I think I was off substances at that point. I think I was just alcohol. Yeah. And did what he said. And then the second meeting, he said, "Can you try it again?" Sure, why not? I signed up at a gym, and it was hard. It was hard for me to go. I was working. I had to be up early, and I was waking up hungover every morning. And then to go to the gym after a 10, 11-hour day at work, it was hard. But something was changing that I felt my body changing. It was the alcohol was clearing out, and doing the gym, and it had that did have that. I don't want to say the endorphin effect, but that may have been what it was. That I was really enjoying it, as hard as it was, and I was so uncomfortable with myself, and trying to be substance-free and dealing with things that I ran away from. And I started to lose weight. It started to work. And, and then we went to the dietitian, we went to every 2 weeks. And then every 3 weeks, because I was losing so much weight that it was working, that he was leading me to lead myself. And that's what happened. And what wound up happening was that about 6 months later, I lost my job. I don't know anything of any recession in 2008. I just knew that I hated my job, they hated me, and they were laying people off, and there was our answer. What wound up happening was, my regular doctor told me to go see a therapist because I had been thinking of suicide, and we were talking, and I said, I had this idea since I'm not drinking. He goes, you need to go to an AA meeting. I'm like, you just read my mind. He says, no, you led me into it. You're telling me about your drinking, and then you had this idea since you can't drink. And then I go back to the doctor, and I said, you wouldn't believe what he says. He goes, yeah, you need to go to an AA meeting. I'm like, what the hell? Because I had been thinking of it too. And I call my mother, said, Ma, you wouldn't believe this. You wouldn't believe what they said. She says, tell me they told you to go to a meeting. I'm like, what? How did you know that? And I knew the world was not conspiring against me. I understood that. And they weren't running around talking about me in their spare time. So I started going, and it worked. It was working. I had just lost my job, and I was so socially awkward and uncomfortable with myself. But what was happening, I was doing the gym every day. The job situation didn't happen right away. But in that time, I was unemployed for 9 months, and I decided, I'm like, I like this gym thing. I became a personal trainer. And I had been working at a major gym that you've probably heard of if you're on the East Coast. And then, as time went on, and I had thought about, while I was drinking, going to school to do something real. I had gone to school from 17 to 21. I'd gone to college, and didn't work. Nothing worked. And I had thought about it while I was drinking, about going back and doing something real. And I couldn't do it. So I'm getting sober, and then at about 2 years sober, I'm realizing, remember all those thoughts going back to school? Well, now might be a good time. And I started the process of applying and the transcripts, and got accepted to 2 local schools. One for nuclear medicine technology, which is the CAT scans, the X-rays, that kind of thing, the MRIs, and the other one was nutrition. And I get accepted to the first one with the CAT scans, and then I'm like, let me wait. And I got accepted to the second school for nutrition. That's it. I'm done. That's where I'm going. That decision's made. It was not much of a choice. And went and did it. I didn't get the full nutrition degree. I have something called a certified dietary manager. But in that time, I let the personal trainer license lapse. So I went, I recertified, I took the test again, and found a path for my life. I'm not telling you it's easy. And anything, if we should decide to work together, you decide you want to buy sessions. I'm not telling you things will be easy. I'm giving you a 10-minute story, not a 12-year, ups and downs. It's been hard. And now I realize my next best thing to do is help others in the way that was shown to me, like paying it forward. One of my areas of expertise is recovery. So, because I've lived it. And people in recovery will understand paying it forward. This is what I am choosing to do. I have been, again, I'm not going to tell you I live it perfectly, because I don't. But living it for the last, I'm sober almost 12 years. I think tomorrow will be 11 years and 11 months sober. And I used for exactly 11 years and 11 months. And it's been a challenge. There's been ups, there's been downs, I suffered depression. And my goal at this point is to help you. I put as part of my expertise is mental health, is recovery, because I've been there. This is only one video. This is my first video in a line of hopefully others to come. Not hopefully, there will be others to come to help you. And I will answer requests if you want to learn about whatever it is. You want to learn about vitamin C, I'll help you. Or how does something work with this or certain medications. I will always tell you to see a doctor, but if there's anything any of you want to learn, you let me know. I hope to hear from people soon. This is new to me, doing an online thing. Again, I would like to work on issues with areas that other people won't go into. There's an epidemic of obesity in our country. There is an epidemic of drug overdose in our country. I don't remember the name of the drug, but something that gets put into there's some extra drug that's killing people. My goal is to help you. Any requests, you let me know, and I'll see you soon. This is Jeremy the Health Coach. Have a good day.